MATATAG Curriculum, Science Grade 4, Quarter 1, Lesson 5. Materials and their uses. Harmful effects of changes in materials. Good day, kids! How are you today? Are you ready to learn new lesson in Science 4? If yes, then let's start. Our topic for today is about materials and their uses. Harmful effect of changes in materials. This is Teacher Aika, your online teacher. This is the learning competency for our lesson. Demonstrate ways to minimize harmful changes in materials, such as restriction of burning of waste materials and care in handling reactive materials. For today's objectives, first, determine useful and harmful changes in materials. Second, describe the harmful effects of changes in materials on the environment. Third, enumerate ways how to minimize harmful effects in changes in properties of materials. And last, demonstrate proper ways for handling reactive materials to prevent accidents and ensure safety. Before we start a new lesson, let's have a short review. Identify whether a given scenario represents a physical or chemical change. Number 1. You tear a piece of paper into small pieces. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is physical change. Number 2, water boils on the stove and turns into steam. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is physical change. Number 3, iron nails left outside begin to rust. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is chemical change. Number 4, mixing vinegar and baking soda together causes fizzing and bubbling. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is chemical change. Number 5, ice cubes melt in a glass of water. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is physical change. Number 6, a candle burns and produces heat and light. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is chemical change. Number 7, cutting vegetables into small pieces for a salad. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is physical change. Number 8, mixing salt into a glass of water until it dissolves completely. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is physical change. Number 9, wood is burned in the campfire and turns into ashes. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is chemical change. Number 10, milk curdles after adding lemon juice. Is this physical or chemical change? The correct answer is chemical change. Last week, you learned that matters undergo various changes when exposed to changes in temperature, which can be classified as either physical change or chemical change. In the next phase of the lesson, you will be able to know and understand how some changes in matters can have harmful effects on us humans and our environments. You will also be learning how we can minimize the harmful effects of these changes and how to properly handle reactive materials. Let's have vocabulary. Rearrange the letters to create a word corresponding to the word given by the teacher. Number 1, it is the natural home or environment of a plant, animal, or other organism. It provides the organisms that live there with food, water, shelter, and space to survive. What is the answer? Correct. The answer is habitat. Number 2, it is the introduction of harmful materials into the environment. The correct answer is correct, pollution. Number 3, it is commonly defined as the deterioration of a material, usually a metal, or its properties because of a reaction with its environment. The correct answer is corrosion. Number 4, it is a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. The correct answer is ecosystem. Number 5, it is the chemical reaction that occurs between substances when materials burn. The correct answer is combustion. Good job, kids! Now, let us talk about harmful effects of changes in materials. To determine if a change in materials is good or bad for the environment, you can look at a few key things. If the change leads to pollution like dirty air or water, it's usually harmful. If it uses resources wisely and doesn't create too much waste, it's often helpful. Changes that protect animals and plants are good, while those that destroy their homes are harmful. Also, if the change keeps people safe and healthy, it's a positive step. For example, using reusable bags is good because it helps reduce waste and pollution, while single-use plastics can harm wildlife and clutter landfills. Let's have an activity. Given the table are examples of changes in matter. Identify whether they are physical or chemical. Put a check in the column if it refers to a physical or chemical change and whether it is wanted or unwanted. Justify your answers and share them with your classmates. Let's start with number 1. Melting ice cream. Physical change. Number 2. Rusting of iron nails. Chemical change. Number 3. Boiling water. Physical change. Number 4. Burning wood in a fireplace. Chemical change. Number 5. Dissolving sugar in water. It is physical change. Number 6. Chopping vegetables. Physical change. Number 7. Cooking eggs. Chemical change. Number 8. Mixing baking soda and vinegar. It is chemical change. Number 9. Evaporation of puddles. It is physical change. Number 10. Formation of clouds. It is physical change. Number 11. Crystallization of sugar solution. It is physical change. Number 12. Decomposition of organic matter. It is chemical change. Number 13. Ripening of fruits. It is chemical change. Number 14. Burning of fossil fuels. It is chemical change. Number 15. Digestion of food. It is chemical change. Justification of answers. Number 1. Melting ice cream is physical change. It changes from solid to liquid without altering its chemical composition. Number 2. Rusting of iron nails is chemical change. Iron reacts with oxygen to form a new substance which is called rust. Number 3. Boiling water is physical change. Water changes from liquid to gas but remains H2O or water. Number 4. Burning wood in a fireplace is chemical change. Wood reacts with oxygen to produce new substances like ash and gases. Number 5. Dissolving sugar in water is physical change. Sugar dissolves without changing the chemical structure. Number 6. Chopping vegetables is physical change. The size changes but the chemical composition remains the same. Number 7. Cooking eggs is chemical change. Heat alters the protein structure, creating new substances. Number 8. Mixing baking soda and vinegar is chemical change. A reaction produces new substances including carbon dioxide gas. Number 9. Evaporation of puddles is physical change. Water changes from liquid to gas but remains H2O or water. Number 10. Formation of clouds is physical change. Water vapor condenses into droplets without changing its chemical composition. Number 11. Crystallization of sugar solution is physical change. Sugar forms crystals but remains chemically unchanged. Number 12, decomposition of organic matter is chemical change. Organic matter breaks down into new substances through chemical reactions. Number 13, ripening of fruits is chemical change. Chemical reactions change the fruit's texture, color, and flavor. Number 14, burning of fossil fuels is chemical change. Fossil fuels react with oxygen to form new substances like carbon dioxide and water. Number 15, digestion of food is chemical change. Enzymes break down food into simpler molecules, altering its chemical composition. Now, let us talk about harmful effect of changes in materials. Number 1, too much evaporation. Evaporation is when water turns into vapor and goes up into the air, like when a puddle dries up in the sun. Too much evaporation means a lot of water is disappearing from where it should be, like from the lake, rivers, or even the soil. Harmful effects of too much evaporation. First, drying up of water sources. If too much water evaporates from lakes, rivers, and reservoirs, they can shrink or even disappear, making it hard for animals and people to get water to drink or for plants to grow. Second, increase in droughts. When there's not enough water in the soil or in the air because of too much evaporation, it can lead to droughts, which means there's not enough water for crops to grow, causing food shortages and harming farms and farmers. Number 2 is melting of glaciers. Glaciers are huge masses of ice that are very important because they store a lot of fresh water. When they melt, they turn into water which flows into rivers and oceans. Harmful effects of melting of glaciers. First, rising sea levels. When glaciers melt too fast, it adds a lot of water to the oceans, causing them to rise. This can flood coastal areas where many people live and can damage homes and buildings. Second, loss of habitat. Animals like polar bears and seals rely on glaciers for hunting and resting. When the ice melts, they lose their homes and places to find food, making it harder for them to survive. Now, let us talk about harmful effects of chemical change. Number 1 is air pollution. Chemical changes can release harmful gases into the air, like when cars burn fuel or factories produce smoke. Harmful effect of air pollution. First, respiratory problems. Breathing in polluted air can cause coughing, asthma, and other breathing problems, making it hard for people, especially kids and older adults, to stay healthy. Second, environmental damage. Polluted air can harm plants and animals, disrupt ecosystems, and even lead to global warming, which can cause extreme weather events like hurricanes and droughts. Second is water contamination. Chemical changes can also happen in water, like when factories dump waste into rivers or when fertilizers from farms wash into lakes. Harmful effects of water contamination. First, health risk. Contaminated water can make people sick if they drink it or swim in it. It can cause stomach aches, diarrhea, and even more serious illnesses. Second, harm to aquatic life. Chemicals in water can harm fish, frogs, and other aquatic animals, disrupting their habitats and causing population declines. This can affect the balance of ecosystems and reduce biodiversity. The third one is soil degradation. Chemical changes in the soil can occur when pesticides, herbicides, or other chemicals are used in farming or gardening. Harmful effects of soil degradation. First, loss of fertility. Chemicals in the soil can kill helpful organisms like earthworms and bacteria, making it hard for plants to grow. This leads to poor crop yields and reduces the amount of food that can be grown. Second is contamination of food. If plants absorb chemicals from the soil, they can end up in the food we eat. Eating food contaminated with harmful chemicals can cause health problems over time. The fourth one is corrosion. Corrosion is a chemical change that happens when metals react with substances in the environment, like oxygen or water. Harmful effects of corrosion. First, damage to structures. Corrosion can weaken metal structures like bridges, buildings, and pipelines, leading to collapses, leaks, and other accidents. Second, costly repairs. Fixing or replacing corroded metal objects can be expensive and time-consuming, especially if they are critical infrastructure or equipment. Fifth is acid rain. Chemical reactions in the atmosphere can produce acids that fall back to the earth as rain, snow, or fog. Harmful effects of acid rain. First, damage to ecosystems. Acid rain can harm plants, trees, and aquatic life by leaching nutrients from the soil, damaging leaves and needles, and making bodies of water too acidic for fish and other organisms to survive. Second is deterioration of buildings and monuments. Acid rain can erode and corrode buildings, statues, and monuments made of stone or metal, leading to their deterioration and loss of cultural heritage. Sixth is groundwater contamination. Chemicals from industrial spills, landfills, or agricultural runoff can seep into the ground and contaminate groundwater sources. Harmful effects of groundwater contamination. First, health risk. Contaminated groundwater can cause serious health risk to humans and animals if consumed, leading to illnesses such as cancer, neurological disorders, and reproductive problems. Second, long-term environmental damage. Once groundwater is contaminated, it can be difficult and costly to clean up posing long-term risks to the environment and public health. Now, let's have a lesson activity. So this is a group activity. Divide the class into 4 groups. Each member of every group will decide on the specific role that they will play within their group or team jobs. Along with each role are color-coded visors and their corresponding meaning. Manager, red; speaker, blue; director, green; reports coordinator, yellow. So provide each group with a copy of the activity titled Exploring the Impact of Changes on Everyday Objects. Remind also the teammates of their roles, and students perform their activity as directed and answer the questions provided in the worksheet, and also ask the students to present their output in the class. And here's the learning activity sheet. Title: Harmful Effect of Changes in Materials. Activity number 1, Exploring the Impact of Changes on Everyday Objects. Here are the objectives. At the end of the activity, the learners are expected to: first, explore the impact of changes on objects. Second, recognize the importance of distinguishing between physical and chemical changes. Third, identify potential harmful effects associated with each type of change and the significance of understanding these effects in everyday life. Materials needed: 2 identical metal nails or screws, vinegar or lemon juice for the chemical change demonstration, 2 small cups or containers, water, sandpaper or a file, optional safety goggles and gloves for handling vinegar. Here's the instructions. Work in group. Together with your teammates, perform the activity. And here's the procedures. Part 1. Hold up the 2 metal nails or screws. Observe and touch them. Remember that both nails are made of the same material and appear identical. Second, use sandpaper or a file to scratch or roughen the surface of one of the nails. Third, observe any changes in the appearance of the roughened nail compared to the smooth one. For the part 2, pour vinegar or lemon juice into one of the small cups or containers. Second, place one of the nails in the cup containing vinegar and leave it for a few minutes. Third, meanwhile, pour water into the other cup. Fourth, after a few minutes, remove the nail from the vinegar and rinse it with water. And fifth, observe and compare the appearance of the nail that was soaked in vinegar with the one that was not. Based on your observations, answer the following questions. A. What changes did you observe in the nails during the activity? B. Can you describe the differences between the nail that underwent a physical change and the one that underwent a chemical change? C. How did the appearance of the nails change after each part of the activity? Why do you think it's important to understand the differences between physical and chemical changes? D. What harmful effects did we discuss regarding physical changes such as scratching the nail? Letter E. What harmful effects did we observe regarding chemical changes such as rusting in vinegar? F. How can we continue to raise awareness about environmental issues and encourage action within our school or community? G. Are there any additional environmental topics or issues you would like to explore in future activities or discussions? H. What steps can we take to ensure that our actions contribute to a cleaner, healthier environment for future generations? Here are the answers. A. What changes did you observe in the nails during the activity? Nails that rusted turned reddish brown and flaky, while scratched nails only had surface marks. B. Can you describe the differences between the nail that underwent a physical change and the one that underwent a chemical change? Scratched nails just have surface marks but stay the same chemically, while rusted nails change color and texture due to a chemical reaction. C. How did the appearance of the nails change after each part of the activity? Why do you think it's important to understand the differences between physical and chemical changes? Scratched nails have visible marks but no chemical change, while rusted nails look different and are weakened. It's important to know these changes to understand their effects and prevent problems. D. What harmful effects did we discuss regarding physical changes such as scratching the nail? Scratching can damage the nail and make it weaker or more prone to problems. What harmful effects did we observe regarding chemical changes such as rusting in vinegar? Rusting makes nails weak and can cause pollution if rust spreads. F. How can we continue to raise awareness about environmental issues and encourage actions within our school or community? We can make posters, have cleanup days, and talk about recycling to help everyone learn and take action. G. Are there any additional environmental topics or issues you would like to explore in future activities or discussions? We could look at plastic waste, saving energy, or how to be more eco-friendly. H. What steps can we take to ensure that our actions contribute to a cleaner, healthier environment for future generations? We should recycle, use less waste, save energy, and teach others how to protect the environment. And that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you!